Hello, hello. Box and whisker plots kind of look like this. They got a box and a whisker and a whisker and a little bit of a meow. It's like a little kitty. Smiley. Oh, that's nice. Whiskers. No, nothing like that. It's not a kitty. Okay, I'm going to go into more details on what a box and whisker plot is. Remember, this chapter is chapter 7 in our book, and this is our first unit. And in unit 1, the title of it is data displays. So data displays, we talked about already that there's a thing called a dot plot where you list numbers underneath of here. If you got a test score of 19, then that would be you, and then that's somebody else. And so a dot plot is, a bunch of dots that represent data points, and then you just put them in a display. And so this is just another way, a box plot is just another way of displaying our data. Because looking at these numbers, it doesn't tell us as much as we really could figure out about the numbers themselves. So let's look at this situation. They're going backpacking. It's on an expedition in the mountains. Great. Not that we really are too concerned with that. But we're going to make a box and whisker plot that represent the ages of the members. So these are ages of who's going. There's an 18-year-old going. There's a 25-year-old going. 22 all the way up to, looks like top number might be about 30. So there's 3 30-year-olds that are also going to go on this expedition through the mountains. All right, great. First step, always you got to do is rewrite the numbers. So step 1, rewrite the numbers nice and neatly so that you can line them up from smallest to biggest. You got to do it. There's no way around it. So hopefully we don't give you problems that have like a ton of numbers, okay? So let's just, as I rewrite them, I'm going to cross them out. There's an 18-year-old, so I'm going to rewrite 18. This is step 1. Okay, 18, and next one looks like it will be maybe 22s. Yeah, there's a 22 and a 22. You got to rewrite them all. So right there, 22, 25s. Any others? No. Oh, 24 right there. 24, 25. And then there's another 25. I know this is kind of a tedious step. There's another 25. Got to rewrite them all. Okay, and then 27 is right there. So then we go 27 and 28, 30, 30, and 30. Okay, so I'm going to cross them out as I go. 28, 30, 30, and 30. Wow, there's a whole bunch of 30s up there. Okay, so make sure I got them all. 28, 30, 30, and 30. Okay, I got them all. Rewrote them. Okay, this is my first step. Got to do it. Okay, there's no way around it. Second step is to describe what we call the 5-number summary. Okay, there are 5 numbers. Okay, 5-number, what are we doing here? Five-number summary. Okay, so what are these 5 numbers that I care about? It's going to be the minimum as the first number that I care about. That's easy. It's right there, 18, minimum. I also care about the maximum on this end, okay? But then I also care about the median, the middle number, and I also care about something that I call quartile 1 and quartile 3. So I'm going to write them in order that I like to represent these numbers, okay? So this number I'm going to call quartile 1, and then I call it the median, and we just represent that with a capital M. And then right here we go quartile 3, and maybe you've seen this before, and then maximum. Running out of room there, but it's maximum, all right? So let's go ahead and take a closer look at this. As I spread the whole numbers out, I think the first ones to identify is minimum, okay? There's the minimum. And where's the maximum? Maximum is right here, 30. The next thing you got to do, kind of weird, but you got to figure out that one right there. So first step was this one and this one. The second step is to figure out that one, which is the median. Remember, that's the median. And in order to find the median, you got to cross out till you get to the middle. right? You know what? I like my numbers nice and pretty without having to cross them out and then not see them. So I'm going to use my fingers. And on my paper, it's a lot easier to do this, right? So I go this one and this one, cross it out. This one and this one, cross it out. This one and this one, cross it out. I'm moving my fingers to the middle. So I'm right here and right here. So 3 in, right? Cross out, cross out, cross out, cross out, cross out. Oh, there's 2 numbers in the middle. Okay, because there's an odd number of data points. And if they're, or even number of data points, so I'm going to slice halfway between there. Because this is the exact middle. Okay, if you like to cross them out until you get to the middle, that's okay. You could do that. But right here, this is my median. And what is my median equal to? Well, halfway between those 2 points. In this case, it's easy. Because what's the average halfway between 25 and 25? 25. But if it was different, you would have to add them together and divide by 2 to find the average between those 2 data points. This one equals 25. Okay, I'm getting there. 5 number summary so far. I've got this one taking care of this one. Now I have my median. Now quartile 1. Okay, what I essentially want to do is I want to take the bottom half of my numbers, these ones right here, and I want to do the exact same thing. I want to start crossing out until I get to half of the lower half, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is start crossing out till I get to the bottom, the middle of this bottom half right here, which is going to identify quartile 1. That's what quartile 1 means, is where is 25% of the way through. Quartile, quarter, 25%. So if I want to get 1/4 of the way through my data set and identify that number, all right? So how do I do that? Start crossing stuff out. Here, I'm going to use yellow, all right? And I'm going to, just so I can still read it. Cross that one out, cross that one out. Till I get to the middle of the lower half. Doing the same thing. You'll get faster at this. With speed, you'll kind of speed this process up, all right? And then you'll do it, cross it out, cross it out, cross it out, cross it out. Wait, where is the middle? I just crossed out these 2. It's sliced halfway between there. So let's use this one, and we're going to slice halfway between those 2 numbers. That is identified as quartile 1. What number is quartile 1 going to equal? It's going to equal 22 plus 24 and divide by 2. So essentially it's 22 plus 24. I'm showing way more work than you have to do. Just do it on your calculator. And we know it's 23, right? Because you would then take and divide by 2. Do you really have to do all that out and show your work on everything? No. You can just take, what's halfway between 22 and 24? 23. All right? So this is going to equal 23 is our number that we care about right there. Okay, same thing on this side now. All right? So we're going to cross out, till we get to the middle. And I only want my lower half. Okay? I want to, or upper half, sorry. I want to find quartile 3. So I cross out, cross out. Cross out, cross out. Oh, down to my last 2 numbers. So I can still cross out. But I need to find halfway between these 2 numbers right here. And that will be identified as quartile 3. Quartile 3 will be halfway between these 2 numbers. Do we really need to show our work? No, not necessarily. It's 28 plus 30. 28 plus 30, then cut it in half or divide by 2. So you would get, what is that, 58 divided by 2. And you would get, this should be 29. 29 should be my 5 numbers have been identified. Okay? Let me circle them so you see where exactly I have my 5 numbers located. Right here. There's one of them. Minimum. Quartile 1. Median is halfway between. Quartile 3 is 29. Okay? And my maximum is 30. With those 5 numbers, now I can make my box plot. Okay? The box plot is a really nice way to compare 2 different data sets. It is a very nice way. You'll see it a lot, and it's actually a very valuable tool to be able to not always make a box plot. You're not going to always be asked, but sometimes you'll be required to look at the box plot and say, hey, are there any outliers? What's the median? How does this box plot compare to another box plot? Some of those individual items will show up, and we'll talk more about those on the next example. Okay? So if I'm going to make my box plot, I draw a line, right like this. Okay, there's my line, and I'm going to put some numbers on it. Okay, what's my minimum? Minimum number is 18. Okay, so I'm going to put 18 here, and it needs to be a number line. Often this is given to you, so in your number line, I'm going to increase by the same amount. Never make a number line that doesn't increase by the same amount per gap. So I want to get all the way to 30. So what can I go by to get to 30 over here? Well, I might go by, like, say 2s, or you could even go by 1s, but or 5s or something, but I might go by 2s. All right, so 18, and then I'm going to go 20, and you could put a little mark in between if you want, like that, to identify that's 19, 20, 21, 22. Try to get the same consistency, so that's 24, and that's 26, and that's 28, and that's 30. Okay, well, that's not very spread out, but so I was kind of hoping maybe it was a little more than that, but that's all right. No big deal. All right. That's why it's nice to have a number line already given to you, so you don't have to make your own. All right. And so this is 22, and this is 24, and 26, and 28. And I know I don't have to go past 30 because my maximum number over here is 30. Okay? So with that said, let's go ahead and make our box plot. In order to make our box plot, we're going to do it above it. All right? So I'm going to show you what box plots look like in just a little bit, but I'm going to make this one by making my dot hover above the line. Don't do it on the number line for a box plot. Okay, box and whisker. Okay, so for 18, I'm going to make a point right there. Okay, 18's taken care of. I'm going to put 5 dots on here. My maximum is at 30, which is all the way over here. Try to get it in line with this one a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to go to my quartile 3, my median, and my quartile, or quartile 1, median, and quartile 3, and put them on there. So this is 23, and I'm just hovering above 23 right there. I know that's 23. Okay, and then 25 is right here, and that's my median. Not every box plot will be the same amount of shape and spread, all right? 29 is my upper quartile, quartile 3, and that is located right there. Okay, what's my next step? Next step is to connect the box and connect the quartiles, or the whiskers, okay? So right here I'm going to make a line, and then this makes your box. Your outer box goes like that, and then you have an inner part of the box. That's the box. Here's the whiskers. Okay? Whisker, whisker. Okay, more important, we're done. That's it. So put your 5 number summary on there. After you've analyzed all the data, put on your minimum, quartile 1, median, quartile 3, and your maximum numbers. Okay, then you're going to plot it with your dots, connect your box, and then make your little whiskers on the end. All right? This is half the battle, is to make a box plot that is tedious. It takes a little bit of time, especially if I give you this many numbers. So it may only require you to do it like one time. More importantly is to analyze what's going on here now. If I know this is the median and this is the upper quartile, then this right here represents, hold on, 25% of the data lies in this range. So that means that 25% lies there. This is 25%. This is 25%. This is 25%. But you're like, wait, that's longer than that. Yes, so it represents not 25% of the, distance or whatever. Like, we're not talking about how long it is. We're talking about it represents 25% of the numbers. Look at the numbers. 3 numbers, 3 numbers, 3 numbers, and 3 numbers. They're each broken up into 25% of the data, 25% of the data. So that makes sense. The median is 50% of the way through the data. And then this is 25% and 25%. So here's the tricky thing. What does this tell me? This tells me this is short, which means what? It means that there are a lot of data points that are close together on this end. We can see that. Look at it. 30, 30, and 30. So that means that this is going to be shorter and more clumped together because there are more data points. There are more people in this 29 to 30-year-old range up at the top that account for the people going on this expedition through the mountains. Okay? Look at this. There's a bunch of people right here. This is shorter also. If this is shorter right here, where is that gap? That's right here. Do you see how 24, 25, and 25 are all pretty close together? So there are a lot of people in this particular spot right here that have a 25-year-old. This is 25 right there. So there are a lot of 25-year-olds or close to that. And we can see that based on these numbers. What if I